Okay, so welcome to more Intel on IGTV, where we'll be breaking down the very popular song Despacito, breaking down the entire cinematography of it, leaning more into the lighting setups that was done in the entire video, and we'll go frame by frame, scene by scene, so it might take a while. So start on the first frame, and before I go forward, I would also tell you this, that I'll be using Central African time zone, which means if I say 4 o'clock, it might be related to what I'm used to based on Central Africa. So that might be 7 o'clock in Poland, or 11 o'clock where the sun goes down, 11 o'clock in some other territory. Okay, so moving forward. If you look at here, you could see that the sun is already out of the sky in the first frame, you could see, and his glass is actually catching the Fresnel or the panel source. There's a circular source, could be either a Fresnel, that's creating the harsh shadow underneath his chin, which they're using to mimic the sun against the opening video of the frame that I would see at this time. Somewhere around this time, it's usually around 5-6:30 if you're actually trying to replicate this in Lagos. 5-6:30 where the sun is just going beyond the horizon. You could try using your Sunseeker app to guide you to actually get the timeliness of this video. On the next frame, we see drone B-rolls that suggest the sun is coming from the top right side of the frame, where we could actually see how the flares from the top right side of the frame, as a dead giveaway of the sun that confirms the first video of where the sun was. If you go look at the first frame in the first video, the next frame is an open doorway soft light. It's almost like a window light that comes into the house, but this time it's like a chicken or some duck nest where we have that soft source. So that's just standard B-roll. We have this home model shot whereby we have the sun keying the model. You can see the shadow of her legs to the ground that's going to the left side of the frame. That also shows you the position of the sun. The mist you're seeing from the water creates the haze and gives you the whole volumetric effect. So because the sun is a little bit off frame to the right, the camera has a good chance in picking up the dynamic range from the sky to the cloud and other things that you are seeing in the frame, maintaining as wide as possible. On the next frame, we'll see more B-roll of houses and several colored perspective, which is also showing the geography of where the sun is, right? If we actually look at the bottom of the frame, if you look at the bottom of the frame and we assume that that's the walkway and they're like by the beach, it makes sense to now see the sun at the top left corner of the frame. Okay, now this quality of light is what we call, I'd like to call the alley light. It's the kind of light you actually see whereby you have like very tall buildings that are side by side by each other, and you have like the skylight above them. But on this source, you could actually see the girl in the frame is lit by a Fresnel, and the entire body is lit by the sky, but the Fresnel is to match. And the reason why I know there's an extra light there is by the shadow that you can see directly under her chin, that's not present on the rest of the body, that's not evidently present on the rest of the body or on the wall, but just zoned in on the face to highlight the face. That is slightly warmer than the sky tones, because you could see the exaggeration of the warmness on the face that is not on the general skin, especially in the belly area. Then we cut back to the hard Fresnel source of the performance, which we see in the next frame, speaking to the time. But now if you look at the horizon, it's a little more getting to the purple hour, because you could see a lot of that warmness that's supposed to come with the sun horizon has actually gone down. Same thing we see here in this shot. On the next side of the frame, this is the next performance shot for each artist, whereby you can clearly see from the shadows on the ground, the sun is to the right side of the frame, casting the shadows that's becoming their key, and we have this local drum charcoal smoke thing that's supposed to be like a haze thing that's serving as a haze, giving the environment atmosphere. And based on the geography they're shooting, based on the multicolored buildings, it adds contrast. And if you look at the way the camera is framed, it's framed for maximum depth, because you could see from the beginning side of the frame deep into the distance, using the cars, the lead lines, as you can see into the distance. And then we continue with more performance shot with the sun sticking from the left side of the frame, and you have like a field source which you can see in his eyes by the catch light that you can see there, bringing up that shadow area underneath his hat. And yeah, that still continues in 2 shots, and you can see the dead giveaway even in this shot. If you look at the glasses of the talent on the right side, you could see the bounce card that is using to fill up the entire frame from the right side of the video, which is also filling up the other guy. and deep in the background between them, you could see the mirror board that is using to backlight the talent on the left side, which you could see on the edge of his chin behind him. So they're actually using the sun, which is keen from the left, with the mirror board using to give a kickback to the talent. It's a very great way of achieving the sun's power, but on a budget, if you don't have like HMIs and stuff to like rig and still maintain a great looking video. Bounce card being used to assist the sun in filling up the frame and matching up exposures. Then you could see obviously where the mirror flares the lens in between them. The earlier mirror I showed you in this shot is now flaring the lens here. That's actually giving them the backlight which they need, where we actually see the talent performing with the sun to the left side of the frame, which we also see here. Then on this alley shot, we have them using probably HMI source as key, because we could see on their foot and the shadow that's been created that there's a source coming there that's creating this harsh shadow that's pushing it back. That's different from the skyline, because the sun, if you look from the building, the shadows to the left side of the frame that is being casted by the building, you can see that the sun is coming from the right side of the frame. And here, haze plays a lot here, because you can see from the atmosphere of smoke or haze, which you can now see, you could clearly identify the rays and different textures and different sources of light. We have several practicals going on, string lights that are probably at 32 or 2700 Kelvin, that makes them warmer, and we have like full green that's going to be like scattered on the top to avoid spillage, but it creates this haze volumetric performance on the entrance on the door. As you walk past on the next frame, we see the practicals that's coming from the previous frame that is keen. The guy sitting at the bar area is the one that's now like keen her. This could be enhanced by using a dedicated softbox for just this shot to actually get in really detailed and get like the quality of light to be like great. If you look at this frame was the next frame preceding the frame that showed the bar area. You could see more of the warm practicals of the string light that they all together form a long warm source. And if you look at this frame whereby she's being keyed, right, it's a lot more soft than those string lights, but this could have been a full CTS and a half CTO mixture that will be put on in front of like a diffusion or some kind of softbox or something that's gridded that would actually create this soft source. Like you could see the nose shadow and how diffused it is, that suggests that this is not like some pinpoint light or some random source that's around the nose, that's almost giving her the Rembrandt patch you could see on the left side of her eye. Moving forward, you could see the volumetric source in this place. We have like the red tone that's been scattered here, we have the green, deep green tone, and we can see the string lights in the entire party performance. And if we fast forward through a couple of these frames here, we'll begin to see the sketching I'm talking about that you can identify in the light in this dance video. In this whole dance motion, they have like black wrap around the entire warm source, and you can see like tubes, which is evident, more evident in this video. You can see like tubes in the frames, and also the green source that's just behind those that are drumming that are also being scattered. So that shooting at like 3400 or 3800 or even at 3200 with warmer source like this will get you close to these matching colors with your full green gels. If you see on the guitarist solo where it was enhanced by the shot, you will clearly see the sketching I'm talking about with the fluorescent light fixture that has the gel of the frame. Yeah, on this side of the frame, on this frame where you have like a solo performance to accentuate lines in the song, where we have the talent like he's making a fist kind of position, we can see the green light that's clearly top lighting him, that is separate from the warm source that is keying him frontal based on the direction of the shadows that we can see in the shot. In the end, looking at the entire piece we've seen in the Despacito video, whereby we have the performance shot that was done in like a couple of environments. We have the beauty shot, we had the aerial shot, we had the dance performance and alternative talents are performing, we had the low angle shots, and we had the close-ups. All this put together made up the entire cover set of the entire music video. And until next time, I hope you found this information useful in your own creative work, and improvise, adapt, and overcome.